Link down below just to provide where I got my information from. Please note that TopSpin 2K25's online features are scheduled to be available until December the 31st, 2026, though they reserve the right to modify or discontinue online features without notice, so it could happen before. That's the point of this video. It's to bring the awareness that TopSpin 2K25 has a shelf life. Okay? And that is the problem with single-player games that force you to have an internet connection. Because a lot of people, what they'll end up doing is they'll argue with you. I don't know why people would do this. And they'll be like, come on, bruh. Everybody's got the internet. Just get an internet connection. It's a live service game. If you don't like online games, then play single-player games. Well, this is predominantly a single-player game for the career mode. It's a fun game. I love the shit out of this game. That's why I bought it, despite knowing about the online-only stuff. It's kind of like with the EA golf game. It's the same thing. 2K golf, same thing. NBA 2K, the My Player Career thing, you need an internet connection for that as well. So it's not like this type of thing is new. It isn't. And that's why I wasn't shocked when this happened. I wish developers were more transparent, because I don't recall them stating that you needed a persistent, constant, permanent internet connection to play the game. But when they're bold and they're brave and they tell you that we're going to pull the plug, this is why you can't argue with me about that whole, we'll just have an internet connection. No. Because it doesn't matter if you have one or not. They're shutting down the server. That's a problem. Now, great. We could end up with a new game by that point. They went, what was it? Was it 11 or 13? Whatever. It's been over a decade since we got the last game. We don't know when the next one's going to come out. Is it going to be a yearly title like the 2K basketball, Madden football, FIFA, NHL, baseball? Or is it going to be like the golf game? Kind of sporadic every now and again. Golf and tennis, no offense, tend to not be quite as popular from a sales perspective. So even if they do come out with a new game, you'll have those people, and I've heard it before, who cares if they shut the servers down? They'll make a new one. Well, maybe you're satisfied with the game that you have, that you've enjoyed for a whole year, all the updates that they've done. And now it's in a good place for you to enjoy that game fully. They come out with a new one. What could they possibly change so much from one year to the next? Sometimes there can be a monumental change in a game from one year to the next, but usually there's small incremental updates. And if TopSpin 2K25 is anything to go by, it wasn't, no offense, an astronomical leap over TopSpin 4. In my opinion, it's not. I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts on that. So I'm thinking if they make a 2K26, like next April. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel Avengers did it right. Well, let me recap. Didn't really do it right. But they ended off on the right foot. They made all the microtransactions free, turned the game completely 100% offline. You don't need an internet connection. There's no weird, odd behaviors whatsoever. It just works. They pulled out. They shut down the servers. They said, here's all your shit for free now. Wow. That's pretty cool. Here they're trying to promote the online leaderboard. They want you to buy a t-shirt for $5 or whatever it is. I'm not excusing it. That just seems to be the way things are. But I highly, highly doubt they're going to do like Marvel Avengers, because that's like a one-off thing where they're just going to make everything available offline. So again, I hate this kind of practice. I think it's practically indefensible. Is that the word? I'm French, so I don't think there's any way that you can really defend this behavior. This is not an MMO tennis game, right? Like, I don't complain about World of Warcraft being an online-only game. Okay? For obvious reasons. But certain games I'll nitpick about, and I've talked about them before, like how Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands is fully offline, don't need an internet or nothing, but all of a sudden Breakpoint you do. They could have done without it, but they didn't. Whatever. But at the same time, if a developer is crystal clear from the get-go, which doesn't happen often, that it's going to be online only, then whatever. At least you know going in, right? And here they're transparent about shutting down the servers. I just wish it wasn't that way. Like that, it really bugs me, and I don't really know how to combat that. I don't think that there's really a way. It would take too many people to just completely boycott the game. I was kind of tempted to just not buy it, but again, for the sake of covering it for my channel, I was like, you know what? I do want to cover it. I want to spend my money that I make on this channel, however little of it I make, and give back and take those chances. Like, oh, I heard you can't do this without an internet connection. Let me go and buy the game and see if that's true for myself now that the game is officially out. And I show a little gameplay. I share what you can do offline. That's a lot of what I do on my channel, is talk about games that can function offline without an internet connection. Call of Duty was a big series that I covered for a while, but that one became too sporadic. Sometimes certain maps would work and others wouldn't when you were offline. Just really odd behaviors. Kind of feels like the offline with bots is kind of a tacked on feature. Some games, they do some updates to it, some others they don't. And it's just left feeling very weird, just very odd. And it could be frustrating because once you buy a game, this isn't like a t-shirt that you buy. You come home, you find out it's too big or too small, just return it, exchange it for another one. That's a better fit. 99.9% of the time you buy a game, you're fucked. Especially when it's digital. You can't really get your money back. On a physical copy, you get some money back if you go to like a GameStop or Spot, whatever the hell it's called. One's the website, one's the store. I always forget which one's which. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. You can return it, trade it in, but it's the crapshoot. That's where Steam comes in. Steam is pretty cool because of the whole, like, you have a 2-hour, 14-day, whatever comes first, being able to refund a game if you don't like it, if it doesn't live up to your expectations. But then Steam itself is kind of a form of a DRM. An Xbox, if you don't have an internet connection, you buy one, you go to a cottage and set it up or something. However unlikely that situation is to occur, you can't set up your Xbox. You can't put a game in and play it. You have to connect to the internet to make the initialization. Whereas you don't have to do that with a PlayStation. You know, just like little things like that, right? We just live in that age now where there's a lot of frustrating shit, most of which I don't understand. I shrug, but I still partake in it because I still get something from it. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm not going to go back to TopSpin 4, bring up a fourth console upstairs, just so I could play the one game that's not backwards compatible. For me, it's crazy. I just bought this game, I fed into the machine, and some people will say, well, it's people like you that are supporting this behavior. Well, maybe there's some truth to that. Sue me. I don't really give a rat's ass, to be honest with you. I'm just here to bring to you the awareness that this is it, and that we actually have a pretty definite date on the doomsday of TopSpin 2K25, and that might bother the crap out of you, or you might be like, meh, you know, whatever. I don't really care. By then, there's going to be a 2K26, probably. And, or 227, whatever. Yeah, because this is going to end on 26. That's in 2 years. So, right. By then, there could be 2 other top spins. Are you still going to be 3 top spins behind? But again, that's your prerogative. You bought that game, but you don't own it. It's like a semi-permanent kind of rental is what it is. But even if you bought the disc, again, in this particular case, it doesn't matter. Once the servers are gone, all you'll be left with being able to do is TopSpin Academy with John McEnroe, which is the tutorial, and Exhibition. So you'll still technically be able to play the game, but you won't be able to do the customizations, the My Player, get all these funky shirts and shoes and rackets. You more than likely won't be able to do it. Unless they do something miraculous, like I said, with like Marvel's Avengers, whatever. Anyhow, I feel like I'm starting to run in a circle. It's about that time. I spent 10 minutes rambling about something that hopefully I did explain in the first 10 seconds, and then I just kind of went off on a little bit of a rant. That's what I tend to do. I try to pride myself on getting quickly to the point of the main reason, the main focus as to why I'm making whatever video it is I'm making. But then if I kind of just ramble like an old man afterwards for 15 minutes, I don't really feel bad, honestly. I don't feel bad at all. Thumbs up if you do like the video. And naturally, that does help with the algorithm in trying to make me relevant. Not working. Nothing in the world is going to make me relevant. But you can go ahead and do it, and it'll help a smidgen. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, and I'll break this racket off in your ass. A Prince racket, because they're like really good quality. They're really sturdy. And I'll make sure that your life, your heart, is Bluetooth connected to the internet, okay? On top of that. And if you want to... The racket could hurt so much, you'll wish your heart just gets disconnected, okay? If you want to subscribe, after all those wonderful things I said could happen to you, I mean, obviously that would be fantastic now, wouldn't it? But if not... Sorry, I got distracted there. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe, if I'm lucky, and you're crazy, I'll see some of you in the next one. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think for 2 reasons, because I actually care to know what you think. I almost said to think what you know. And the ulterior motive is that it helps with the algorithm. Any engagement on a video, it helps promote it. So there you have it. Bye for now.